G'day all and welcome to Dog Shadow Game, the channel where we live to game and game to live. As always, I'm Belf, and today we're looking at episode, I believe we're at 6, potentially, of our Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 series. Now this is set in pre-beta at the moment. We're still in pre-beta, sorry, not pre-beta, in beta, early beta, in December of 2018. Game launches 2019 in January 24th. So there's still some patching and bits and pieces, but I thought I would go through the factions as they are at the moment, two at a time, and talk through just a little bit about them in more detail. I had done one sort of an overview of them all with little bits of what I thought they were like, but then I thought I should go through and do at least play a game with the AI, show you a little bit of the mechanics, talk about how I feel they're good and what they do well, and sort of throw some of their abilities out to light and just open the discussion on it. So yeah, so let's jump in and see our two factions for today. Right, so in the first episode we did the Tau Protectorate, and Tau Merchant Fleet. And the second one we did the Imperial Navy and the Astartes, the Adeptus Astartes. In the third we did the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Chaos faction. In this one, I thought what we would do is the Tyranids and the Necron faction. These two are a lot of fun and have tons of cool flavor. I actually am not as big a fan or have used much of these guys, so I'll do them last once I've had a bit more time, or if I get the chance, because I think today is the last of the beta, so I'll do my best to get to them. We'll go here, and then we'll go here, and then we'll do these guys last. So let's do possibly some of the most tricky and fun to play, I think these guys are. So we'll start with the Nids, good old Nids. Let's read them out and see how we go, yeah? So, Tyranids exist only to feed, to reduce living matter into thick, nutrient-rich gruel, to sustain the Hive Fleet in its nomadic voyage across the stars. There is no common cause to be struck, no negotiation to be attempted. You either fight the Great Devourer until you fight no more, or you yield to its hunger. Tyranid bioships are numerous, fast and expendable. Few individual vessels pose a substantial threat, but when arrayed in overwhelming numbers, they are almost impossible to defeat. Through conventional tactics, Tyranid vessels are at their most dangerous at close range, where they can devour enemy ships whole. The foe's only hope is to take advantage of their weak armor as they close, because once the feeding begins, nothing can stop them. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm gonna go Kraken just because I love Kraken. I just like the color scheme of it. It's pretty cool. As you can see here, guys, there's different sort of color schemes and different stuff. I've only got, I don't know, I've only got one of each, to be honest with you. I think I've opened other ones, but nah, I just like Kraken. Hive Fleet Kraken appeared to learn from the mistakes of its former behemoth and split its forces into two colossal invasion swarms. The resulting conflict threw whole sectors into ruin and almost destroyed the craft world Leiden. I'm sure I butchered Leiden. Was it Leiden or Leiden? Leiden. Cool. Right, so these guys here, we're going to have a look at them and have a little play. Now, first off, you got Spore Field. I really like this ability. It's really cool. It's a bit like the Probe, the Echo Spore Probe. However, this Spore Field, so launches a spore to a specific location. Once it has reached its destination, or if it collides with a ship, it stops and explodes after 5 seconds, creating a spore field which deals 3 damage per second to every non-Tyranid ship or structure and reduces enemy ship speed by 50%. Lasts for 120 seconds. So it's not only is it, does it completely slow down an enemy fleet, but it also does damage to them. And if you combine it with this, where is it? If you combine it with this, pressure spines, spore fields created by the spore explosion command get a scanning range of 9,000 units. So, spore field? Spore field. Now I'm not sure, so that's when it explodes, so you get, scanning on top of that. Not only does it do that, but it also gives you visibility as well. I mean, how cool is that? So I really like this one because the Tyranids can be a bit slow, so getting around a map or understanding where your foe is can be difficult at times. So it's a good one to take, and I think we'll take both of those, and I'll just show them out. Now the next one here is the Psychic Scream. Enemy ships within 9,000 unit radius around the ship suffer 400 morale loss. Not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Definitely I have been hit with it and it can really wreck your day. Then you've got the Wrecking Biomorph Ball. I think this is overrated. I've tried to use it a couple of times with little success, to be frank with you. Tyranid hive ship spits its tongue out in a straight line from the prow, extending 4,500 units and knocks back the first ship it encounters, inflicting 400 damage, ignoring shields. 400 damage is pretty significant, but it's hard to hit because people know you're gonna ram them. They know you're gonna ram them generally with this Tyranids because they're ramming, sort of getting in close, eating at your troops sort of people. So they're aware of it, and players will know if you're playing against other people, they'll know that you're going to be trying to do that. So they'll try to stay out of your front arc. So it can be a little bit tricky to use, I've got to say. Spiky Carapace, when activated, it spreads needles on broadsides, inflicting 100 damage through shields to closest enemy ships within on it. Needles don't go through ships. So this one's not too bad because everything has Spiky Carapace, so that affects everything. Void Lurker allows the Tyranid hive ship to reorientate itself and warp to the designated location within 900 radius. Once activated, the Tyranid ship disappears for 2.5 seconds and reappears at the closest valid location of the target area. If Massive Claws is used within the next 5 seconds, the damage is increased by 10%. So, potentially really good for getting in there. So we'll click something like this. We'll use the Spore Field, although honestly, I really do like this as well, because you're usually in close and you can smash this up to get that little bit of extra damage as well. Multiple of these going off can really wreck someone's day. But this is also very good for catching people, which is cool. Right, let's look at the selected upgrades. So Acid, so this, as long as the ship has less than 50% of its hull points remaining, it leaves a trail that deals 25 damage per second to enemy ships. That's actually not bad, especially when ships are trying to stay out of your arc and they're trying to circle you in bits and pieces like that. This one it's just a range for Bioplasm. Pyro acid weapons critical chances are increased by if it applies to ships with pyro acid weapons. So that's not too bad in itself. Lictor Brew. This ship gets a Lictor infiltration skill which acts as a lightning strike. Lictor Infiltration. The ship launches an assault action on the target troop, damage 2 to 3, critical damage chance, lightning strike troop, critical damage calculate plus range skill lightning strike angle. A ship protected by an active shield except swarm shields or hollow field at its maximum except swarm. So that's except Tyranids or hollow field, which is like Eldar and stuff, at its maximum power cannot be targeted by a lightning strike. Performing this action on a disengaging ship will cancel the warp jump. This skill can be used to recover control of an allied drifting hulk. Applies to light cruisers. So something to think about there. Cruisers light applies to line ships. So let's go with this one because we'll be looking at getting a couple of light cruisers more than likely. So let's hop in, we'll do our 1-to-1, we'll hop in and go here and look at our fleet. So let's have a look here at what we've got. So this, where's the big boy? The big boy is here. This is the biggest boy of the bunch, right? It's got launch bays and it's got a super heavy pyro acid artillery. Yeah. So it's not a line ship. So escort ship, line cruiser. Yeah. So these ones here. It's very good boarding expertise. Boarding actions skill can be used 270 angle from the front of the ship. So that's pretty good. No lightning strike. The ship cannot perform a lightning shot. So, I mean, the boarding action is good because it's got a massive range on it, yeah? Spores. The ship gets 1 defense turret for every 25 active shield points. That's pretty good. Synaptic Link. As long as an ally ship with synaptic control is on the battlefield, the ship's morale value can't drop under 100. Yeah, cool. Regeneration. Light critical effects inflicted to the ship are cancelled after 60 seconds. Pretty good. Has a spur, so it's all about the charge. Adaptation. The ship is immune to asteroid fields, plasma storms, solar eruptions, spore fields, and damage. Spore fields damage. Shroud Hull. The ship is stealth at the start of the battle, which is okay, not too bad. Let's have a look down here. We've got Bioplasma weapon battery. Cool. 90 arc either side. Remember, we kind of want to be front on with these guys most of the time because we want to be sort of charging in. We want to be getting in those boarding actions and shit like that. Pro-Asset battery weapons, again, this is side mounted, angle of fire, side, angle of fire, side, launch bays, front 90. So it's got 2 side and 1 front. Not amazing considering you're wanting to be mostly front on to try and eat stuff, especially if you've got a spur, yeah? So let's have a look. They don't want to sit there in prolonged fire battles because they don't have the armor for it. They need to get in close and take out those troops on the ships. You really want to empty the ships, turn them into space hulks. So this is pretty good. Tentacles. 1 troop damage is dealt to the target every 3 seconds for 18 seconds as long as the target ship is maintained in a range of the feeding tentacles. Performing this action on a disengaging ship creates it. So that's pretty good. If you can keep the tentacles there, you're going to be just killing the troops very, very quickly. Side. These are front, by the way. These happen to the front. And then you've got launch bays. So not too bad. I do like tentacles. And we've got a spur there. Pretty much everything has a spur, by the way. So here we've got heavy bioplasm artillery. This is a front weapon. So not too bad. You've got, you can shoot out the front, which is nice. You've got bioplasm batteries, that's side and side. And then you've got a bioplasm and spine turret, 270 to the front. So not too bad again, yeah? All fairly standard here. I mean, this is very front mounted, but what we're going to go for here is we're just going to try and reduce the enemy's troop numbers as quickly as possible as soon as we get in. We'll see how we go, but I'm going to go, in this case, we're going to go for the tentacles. Yeah, try and get in there close and use them. So let's have a look at this. Boarding expertise, no lightning strike on this one though, so that's something to think about. Let's go the battle cruisers now. So we've got tentacles here. Again, remember that they're killing off. We have no lightning strike on this one. Okay, so again, that Lictor ability. No lightning strike. No lightning strike. No lightning strikes. So the ship cannot perform lightning strikes. Right, so I imagine only the Lictors can be used on this one though. We shall have to see about that. Okay. So let's have a look down the bottom here. We've got tentacles here, right? There's a front on, side weapons, tentacles, launches. That's about it. So this is tentacles and launches. You're just gonna get in close and start eating, harvesting. Launch bays, plasma batteries, tentacles. So we got massive claws. Cool. And what does that do? Number of attacks -1, damage +1, reload, second range 1 unit, critical chance +1. I don't know much about the massive claws one. Well, let's get one of those just for funsies. And then we got another massive claw. So we'll go massive claws. And so we got 2 of those. Let's go down the front here. Okay, we got side action. No. Side action, side action. Torpedoes, plasma battery. Side action, side action. No. Okay. Here we go, some more tentacles. Okay. Alright, we're just over by 206. So, what are we going to do here? 163, 110, 110. What do we got? I'll get rid of that one. And we'll take that one instead. No, that's still not enough. Okay. You, what have you got? Get rid of that one, and we'll take. There we go, 196. So we've got a lot of claws and tentacles on the front, but the aim for this particular game will be to try and reduce their crew numbers as much as humanly possible. And we're going to do ramming, and we're going to do all sorts of bits and pieces. Cool. We're going to call this High Fleet Belf. And we'll save it, and we'll go that one, and now, these guys here are for light cruisers, right? So if we have a look here, how many light cruisers do we have? I don't think we got many, if any, did we? Battle cruiser. Got one light cruiser. Light cruiser, light cruiser, battle cruiser, battle cruiser, cruiser. We got more cruisers than we do light cruisers. So probably not worth at this point. Go back, pick this one. This isn't that good because it's only for light cruisers. Increases critical. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do acid blood instead. There we go. Void lurker. All Tyranid ships are able to do that. Yes, we can do that. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of this, and we're going to go this. So we're going to be able to move, and when we get in close, we're going to use spiky carapace to do damage as well. So it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays. We'll go random and launch. Now I have played a little bit of Tyranids, but I haven't played a lot. I've sort of had about a 50-50, I think, sort of track record with them. I tend to love to play them as purely that, just getting close and munch people. That's how I like playing them. Can you play them at range, you know, circling? I think you definitely could. They do have sort of some stealth mechanic about them you could definitely use, I suppose. I do tend to sort of keep them together, and where luckily we've got sort of the 3 here that we can sort of take fairly quickly, so we're going to do that. Now we do have the element of stealth, which you've got to be careful to try and keep and use, because you need to get in as close as you can before you set your trap. Now, let's have a look here. You got, hang on, we'll stop this real sec. Actually, we can keep this going because they're moving slow anyway. You've got Harpy Swarm. So the squadron can be sent to enemy flying ships or to any point in the battlefield. When moving to their destination, they open fire on the enemy squadron and torpedoes within their weapon range. Once on target, they patrol and attack close enemy squadrons, torpedoes, and enemy turrets. Right, so that's your shield, your fighter squadron, and then you've got your torpedo squadron. So what has he done? He's kind of separated all over the map a little bit, so that's okay. We better group these guys into one, and then we better throw ourselves some torpedoes around here.
The enemy has seized a strategic
here we've got the hook tentacles.
You have seized a strategic
and then we've got the
area.
feeding tentacles, right? So, skill feeding tentacles. There you go, you can see it in the front. And then you've got hook tentacles. The target is pulled towards the hive ship, and then you've got the feeding tentacles, which is the really cool ones here. Okay, looks like we've got some torpedoes there on one ship. Okay, we want to move on to here. Actually, I kind of want to move like that. Can we do that without hitting each other? Some of the pathing with them is still not, as you've seen in the other couple I've done.
Area.
Damn, it looks like we have Tau again. That's really weird. We're on random. Why do we keep hitting Tau? Now I know it's Tau because only Tau sort of field this many spaceships. Yeah, okay, so he's got his one of his main batteries there. Oh, he's just taking out one of his own guys. That's fun. Okay, so the main part of the fleet is there, and we've got some coming over here. He will come into the middle here. Now, there's going to be some awesome firepower coming into burn. We're going to want to try and take this one out. We can pretty much mole our way through most of this. These little guys will go down fairly quick. These big ones are going to be the targets for the most part. Remember, they can do a lot of damage though. So we've got to be very careful about that. We're going to see what we've got over here. Okay. Just need to get into position. He's flying down here. We're actually going to take...
You have seized a strategic area.
Okay, here we go. Move him into frontal attack. I'm going to move him to 6,000.
The enemy has seized a strategic
Okay, he can't
area.
see me just yet. Now they can. Okay, we're going to use this guy. We're going to brace for impact. We're going to go like this, and we're going to... It's a drifting Hulk. Cool. Feeders. Okay, feeders are on. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're going to brace for impact. Cool. Lifting Hulk, here we go. Throw them in there. You brace. Dead. Moving around. I'm gonna move him towards there. I'm gonna move you towards there. I'm gonna move you towards there. You're gonna come up here actually. Okay, he's pretty much good.
One of your strategic areas.
Cool. Fire.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Gonna catch that one. Lifting Hulk, cool. Turning. How's the rest of our boys going? Move them down there. Cool. Excellent. I need you to come down here.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Oh. Missed. Damn it. spiky carapace, invading, do that one, brace for impact. Excellent. Start moving. Okay. Ouch, that hurt. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, we used a lot of boarding actions there. A lot of hooks and tentacles to sort of take out all their troop numbers. And then we used some good ramming tactics as well. You'll notice that I tried to use brace for impact wherever I could before I rammed. This is really important. This is what you're going to take damage from ramming either way. But when you use the brace for impact, you take a lot less, and so therefore it becomes a much more viable strategy. And it's actually a very viable strategy. It's extremely effective in this game. So that was my sort of very newbie look at Tyranids and how to use them. You saw that Void Lurker was really, really powerful there in the end. The spines, having the extra for the spines really worked. It threw out extra damage wherever we wanted. The acid we used not really a lot, to be fair. The pressure spine, I don't think we used pressure spines. We did acid blood, and what else did we use? I think we did use the spines without having this here, so that might not have been that great. As long as it doesn't move, applies to escort ships. Okay, that's possibly worth looking into later as well. So as always, guys, if you have any questions, then put them down below. If you've got any comments or hints or tips for other people watching, then let everybody know by putting your comments down below. Do encourage it. It is sort of it's an open channel, guys. Go for it. Just keep it constructive, of course. Okay, so that was the Tyranids all up. Just quickly, you've got Behemoth, Gorgon, Jormungandr, Kraken, Leviathan, Hydra, Ouroboros, and Tiamat. So those are your sub-factions. They don't change at the moment. They don't change any of the skills. That may come in time, but at the moment they are what they are. Okay, let's move on to the Necrons. We had a bit of fun with the Tyranids. Let's go into the Necrons and show what we can do here. Cool. All right, so first off, the sub-factions you can do is the Chernovoki. I'm going to absolutely butcher these names. I've got to apologize to you guys. There's not much I can do about it. My Aussie accent's probably going to kill them too. Mefrit, Neferu, Neferek, Nihilak, Novaka, Sutek, Temeran, and Thoct. Okay, cool. Now, Thoct is the one I tend to do. You turn your green Necrons into blue, I'm pretty sure. Vessels of Thoct Dynasty are suffused with radiation, a consequence of their core world's location within the hierarchy depths. That the Thoct are spoken of as bringers of plague and sickness is likely due to their deleterious emanations. Interesting. Now, these guys are really, really interesting. Let's read their thing here, Necrons. Ageless masters of the galaxy, the Necrons emerged from the stasis tombs to reclaim worlds lost to the ravages of time and the encroachment of lesser races. Coldly regal and slow to acknowledge outsiders as being worthy of survival, the Necrons will sweep aside all in their path in their quest to restore lost glories. The Necron warships are costly and often outnumbered. However, their living metal hulls are heavily armored and capable of regenerating damage even in the heart of battle. Mastery of Gore's technology leads their weaponry extreme precision, allowing the Necrons to inflict crippling damage on an unprepared foe. So some of the tactics I have used with these guys are not the only tactics, and what I see used quite a lot with the Necrons is basically they have a teleport. You get your teleport and you teleport right behind your enemy ship, and they have kind of like AoE blow-ups that they can do that can like absolutely gimp ships. Gimp them. The problem then, the only problem with this, is if you don't gimp them enough, you've got a big cooldown before you can use that, and you move pretty slow, and you don't have like any other way of getting around super quick. So they can be sort of an all-in. It's either all-in and you get it right, or you get it wrong and you die really quickly. They don't have massive range. The range is okay, but it's not massive. They do have this, there's a lot of flavor to the Necrons about regeneration and that sort of stuff. To me, the game moves too fast to really see a lot of that benefit. The regeneration doesn't feel like it's strong enough that you go, wow, I really notice when I play on that regeneration a lot. Like, I really notice it. I haven't, to be fair with you. They do have a lot of abilities to repair and revive drifting hulks and things like that. So like the first one here, Primordial Reconstruction instantly cancels light criticals and heavy critical effects on ally Necron ships within 9,000 units around the ship. So, I mean, that's not bad, okay? Trans-Dimensional Thunderbolt launches an energy bulb that hits all ships in its trajectory, inflicts 200 damage, ignores shield and hollow fields, okay? Cantropic, yep, so that's standard. Resurrection Orb resurrects one troop on ally Necron ships in light or heavy casualties. In light or heavy casualty steps and ally drifting hulks. Effect zone is angle is 360 and range is 900. So it's good at like resurrecting troops around you, which is pretty cool. Stasis Bomb, and then you've got the Scarab Swarm. So enemy ships within 4,500, so basically really close, around the ship suffer 10 damage per second, ignoring armor. Ally Necron ships within the same radius regain 2 hull points. So I tend to use this one here because I think it's just very effective at reanimating ships. It gives damage and, you know, very little bit of hull points back to you, but still something. Resurrect one troops on Necron. So this one does the same sort of thing, a resurrection alloy. And this one does a similar sort of thing as well. So we'll go with these two here, and it's kind of like self-healing, I suppose. But it's slow. It's very slow. Damage caused by asteroid fields, minefields, and spore fields is nullified. How worth it that is? And again, I've never taken it because some maps have no asteroids, like 0. So in spore fields are only there if you're fighting Tyranids, so it's kind of like, why, you know, like there's, how many, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, no, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, there's 12 different species. So you've got a 1 in 12 chance that that's actually going to be effective. So, meh. Stance can be used even if the deck is destroyed. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Applies to flagship. Each assault action applies a fire on board, affects the target. Could be useful. Damage inflicted by the star pulse generator is increased by 100%. Applies to ships with star pulse generators. Now that could be interesting. While the ship is located in a gas cloud, the hull cauterization effects provided plus 1 additional hull points per second. So this again applies to all fleets and all fleet ships. Great. Really cool. Excellent. But the problem is they move so bloody slow. Without that teleport, which doesn't have that massive a range. It's about the same as the Tyranids sort of boost. It's about the same sort of range. Just in 360, so which is cool, but it's not enough that you're going to get out of enemy sensors to be able to hide in a gas cloud. If you're lucky, you might get a couple of seconds, right? Affects 1 additional hull point per second. You might get 3 or 4 hull points back flying through a gas cloud, but again, that's if you've got gas clouds, and that's if they're anywhere near where you're fighting. So it's kind of, you know, you're gonna disengage and take off and get on this merry chase and take a heap of firepower to your rear. Well, just so you can get 5 points of increase, it's negatable, realistically. While in reload stance, the ships, basically they suffer morale loss. Living metal structure, escort ships do not suffer additional. What we'll do is I'll throw it on. I've never really used it before, but we will throw it on just for the hell of it. And then we'll look at this, this star pulse drive, right? And we'll go and have a look at our ships. Alright, cool. So, skirmish 1v1, hop into it here. Now, this dude is loads of fun. He moves really, really slowly. However, he does have lightning arc turret, which is 970, so it's basically everything. I mean, that's 360's it. So only 90 degrees on the back of your ship. Isn't it firing at something? It does. Critical chance is 7.5. Reload time is quite high. Damage is 30, so it's pretty high. Attacks are 1. It is a monster, and what most people will do, this Gauss particle whip turret. So access 100%, 35,000 units. Again, it's a front thing. Critical chance is fairly low though. So this one's cool. It's got surgical strike, which is really good. Good troop efficiency, so this is really good for taking and boarding. Necron portals, the boarding action skill angles is widened to Necron portal boarding instead of skill boarding angle. So you can board at almost any angle with these guys, which is cool. Iron Will, the ship benefits a basic plus 50 bravery, so that's really good. Hull cauterization, the ship repairs 1 hull point per second, so its maximum hull value is decreased by 1 point per second. The maximum hull points value is reset to 100. Right, cool. Reactive hull, light critical effects inflicted by the ship. It's a monster, right? It's a pretty cool ship to have. The ship gets inertial drive, so this is a cool ship, so we will get it on there. Then you've got these two here. You got the Scythe, which again has the Gauss projectile whip, lightning arc turret. Yeah. So if we go back really quickly, and we go back again, and we go okay. So star pulse generator is increased by 100. So damage inflicted by star pulse generators. Okay. Applies to ships with star pulse generators. So in order to get the benefit out of this, let's have a look. Surgical strike. Yep. Necron propulsion. Reactive hull. There's no star pulse drive here. Lightning arc battery weapon. Gauss particle weapon. Yep. Cool. So this one is 180 left and right sides. Cool. So let's go back to this one. Lightning arc battery weapon. Gauss particle whip turret. Lightning arc. Lightning arc. Gauss weapon. Lightning arc. Lightning arc. Okay, so what am I not reading here? What am I not reading here? Unstable pulse core. Damage inflicted by the star pulse generator is increased by 100%. Star pulse generator. Interesting. So where is the star pulse generator? Let's go back and have another look. Necron attributes, good troop efficiency, surgical strike. None of that has changed. Cool. None of that's changed. Okay, no, that's changed. Shroud hull, the ship is stealthed at the start of the battle. Surgical strike. Okay, so lightning arc, so it gets a... Do we go down or do we go up? Can't remember. Okay. Okay, so I still don't know what the star pulse generator is then. That's weird. So these guys have lightning arc turret, 270, 270. So we'll get one of those. Lightning arc battery and Gauss whip. So we'll get another one of those. 164. We'll take 1064. So we'll take one of those. No, we can't get that in. Let's get rid of that one, and we'll get one of those. One of those. And we've got 75 points here, so we'll take one of those. No, of course we can't take that. If we get rid of that and we have another one of those, get 2 of those. 178. Get rid of that. What do we got? 188. Oops. No. Okay. Two jackals, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that'll do us. We'll call it, oh, what should we call them? What should we call them? We'll just go with Battlefleet. I don't know that much about the Necrons, to be fair. Yeah, cool, alright. Pick that, and we shall launch. We're gonna go random. Hopefully we don't just end up getting... and launch. Okay, let's see if our bold strategy will pay off. Bold strategy, Cotton. Okay, there's our lovely blue ship instead of green Necron. I think that's pretty cool. Makes it a bit different. Alright, so let's have a look at our fleet here. So first things first, we'll have a little squizzy at them. Pretty cool. The flagship looks... I actually really like the look of the flagships of the Necrons. They look cool. Kind of, they're a little bit crabbish. Crab-like. If you know your Star Trek, this looks a little bit like a Romulan bird of prey. Or... I mean, even a little bit like a Klingon raptor, sorry, bird of prey was the Klingon bird of prey, I think it is. It's a Klingon bird of prey, I think it is, and then the Romulan something or other else. Romulan was called. Anyway, looks a little bit like it. This looks almost a little bit Ferengi type. Cool. Alright. Let's have a look at the map. What do we got? So we can easily take this and then move up through here. We've got some gas counts here, so fighting through here with the gas count probably wouldn't be too bad if we want to try and see how that whole cauterization goes. So let's keep our guys together for now. Actually, no, we won't. We'll use our boys here, over here. And we're going to keep one with the fleet for lock on. This guy's going to stay to his left. I'm going to send him straight up there to do some damage. Alright, so we're going to go ready. We're going to whack him up there. This guy is... These guys are group 1, and we're going to go shebang like that. Now, we're not going to charge up there because we've only got the inertial drive. I've got a 60-second cooldown or something like that. It's like a minute cooldown on them. We'll be launching drones though. That will definitely be happening. Go there, go there. Wow, go there, go there. Yeah, we've got Ancestral Terror, which is cool. That's like a cone in the front there. We've got this Steel Pulse wave generates a shockwave and inflicts 300 damage on enemy ships and destroys enemy squadrons and torpedoes within a 400 foot range. That's very, very good. So you sort of jump into them front on, you go, or behind them, go bang, 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 yeah, and you just smash them. Pretty damn effective. You can also use that. So you use that, and that. For close range, but you need to get in close. Okay, I'm worried this guy here. We're about to take this, so we're gonna start moving here.
You have seized a strategic area.
So what we might do...
You have seized a strategic area.
Not going to do major damage, going to take a little bit, but not a lot. And we could do this and clear them, but we're just going to launch. This guy should take care of most of it. Okay, let's move this way.
Inevitable. I serve your glory.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
We're gonna have a look and see what these guys are. Oh, we got orcs. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna want to move out here. Get out of range of that. And that's what they're about. We're gonna do that. Now these guys are close range, right? That's what they want to do. Want to get in close, and they really, really want to stuff you up. But so we to some degree. So we're gonna use reload, and we're gonna pound him. We're gonna go front on because most of our stuff is front on. We're gonna go around 6. Make sure we're getting maximum efficiency out of our. You can see the weapons aren't too bad. I'm gonna use that. And he's all but gone now. All but gone. Got the big boys coming in here, but they're very, very slow, so gonna get plenty of opportunity, and I'm gonna start moving this way. Okay, now these shields are down. They're charging, so we're gonna move over here. This guy's going to move over here. Just relocating. Guys, we're going to stay right here. We're going to continue attacking here. Okay, all but done. Whole cauterization, don't really need it, this guy does. So we're going to go and try out that over here. See how much we can get out of it. We continue to attack these guys.
You have seized a strategic area. You have accumulated 25% of strategic points.
Guys, run off and see if we can get some of that. Okay, so we don't want to be there, we want to be behind him.
Reassembling coherence.
Cool. We're going to use these. That. Get that on him. What we can do is we can go right in behind him, like that. Turn this way. Okay. Got a mutiny. We can jump in again, behind. Invade again. We will continue to pound him from the rear. These guys are sitting out here. Let's get him up here. I don't think he was actually sitting in that.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
As tough as they are, they're still copying and pounding.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Oh. Got a mutiny, so we'll go after him. Set second. What do we got? This guy's in behind us. This guy's almost ready. This guy is ready. What we got around here? I'm gonna go like this.
allocated 25% of strategic points. The enemy has seized a strategic area.
What is your command?
Oh, he's probably gonna try and ram me here. Which is a bit of a shame.
Energy for reconnaissance.
Do that.
Relocating. Ready to serve.
And we're gonna move behind this guy.
Power to motive units.
Hit him again. Hit him again. Stay on his bum. Reloading. Okay, we move our guys in here. They haven't, like, they've been sitting in there for a while and just haven't really done a lot for me. Moving up to here.
Reassembling coherence.
Stay on him.
Energy to reconnaissance.
Doing some damage there.
Adopting defensive protocols. Ready to serve. On the march. Reassembling coherence. I am the distant speaker.
Yep.
What is your command?
We're going to want to get behind this guy here.
Motive units fully engaged. Boarding successful.
Excellent.
Flame ones are feasting. I serve your glory. There will be no as you command. I am the distant spear. Inevitable. Energy to reconnaissance. They are doomed. Ready to serve. Initializing motive power. How may I serve?
As we get in close enough.
Structural
Yeah.
damage outpacing repair. I am the distant speaker.
The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Alright, it doesn't matter because we're going to get a kill here. We won't need to get the points.
Engaging weaponry. What is your command? Reassembling coherence. Winch the enemy vessel. Ready to serve.
You have accumulated 75% of strategic points.
Come on. Ready to engage.
We are death. I serve your glory. They are doomed. What is your command?
Alright.
Ready to serve.
28 seconds on our. Probably not going to. Yeah, he's going to explode well before we get to use it. So there you have it. How much of the whole cauterization and whole, you know, regeneration did I use? Well, in a match that goes that quickly, not a lot, to be honest with you. Not a lot. So, I mean, all up that match took what, about 12 minutes, something like that. It's not that much. So, and you're constantly moving and firing and engaged in it. I think if the maps were bigger, then there were more places to hit and run and hide tactics. Also being, this current mode is sort of set as I've said earlier in earlier clips, and when we get to the Eldari, this is going to be especially aware that when you catch and hold points is the only type of battle we've got, it does make, you know, hit and run tactics and things like that, and the ability to want to hide in nebulas and restore power and stuff and then jump out again and attack people. It just, in this particular type of game or battle scenario, it doesn't work that effectively. So let me know in the comments below. I really like the Necrons, how they play. As I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the lore with them, but I love their, you know, zipping around and really cool sort of ability. You can play off some amazing little playoffs with these guys with that teleport ability, which is fantastic. However, yeah, their main sort of gig is that whole regeneration, which is the kind of the thing with the Necrons, but I just don't know if it's strong enough to be as effective as it should be yet. Balancing may come, or I may just not be playing them correctly. That could be happening too. Please let me know in the comments below how you found them, you know, what you've done with them, how you think they went, tactics that you use with them, anything like that, and yeah, all good. Well, that's it for this one. I'm sorry I had that little glitch in the middle there to restart the whole computer. It's a rare bug that happens with the game at the moment in early beta, where I have to restart. You can't actually close down. The game freezes and you can't close down, you can't right click to close it down. You can't even get into Task Manager to close it down for some reason, because it locks to your screen. That could be something to do with the way I've got my computer set up, but yeah, sometimes that means I have to restart the whole thing. So apologies for that little center bit where I have to sort of chop it in and make it work. If it seems like I was sort of one way and then I was somewhere else, that's why. Anyway guys, as always, if you've enjoyed this episode, please do leave a thumbs up. Click a little thumbs up. It's a thumbs up button just down below the screen there. It's both on BitChute and YouTube, or you can leave a like or whatever, a thumbs up on Facebook if you're watching on that one. We upload the video to all three. Sorry, I upload the video to all three of those platforms. It really helps out the channel. We're only small on all three, and it really helps if you like it, if you have liked it. If you haven't liked it, then don't. Just leave a thumbs down, or better yet, leave a comment. Let me know what you liked or disliked about it. So yeah, that's how we improve the channel. If you really liked it and you love Warhammer things, whether it's playing Warhammer anything on a computer or an Xbox or whatever, it'll be on the channel, guys. So you know, things like upcoming a Chaos Bane, Necromunda Underhive we'll have on there. We've got a Fed of Mordheim, See the Damned on here, Total War Warhammer 2. This one here, we've got the new Mechanicus 40 that just came out on here. So just about everything that is Warhammer, Vermintide 2, Space Hulk, Deathwing, it's all on here. So if you like that sort of stuff and you're into the lore and you're a lore junkie like me, then please do hit the subscribe button. If you're on BitChute, it's up the top on the right. If you're on YouTube, it's just down below the right hand corner of the screen. And help me out. We're about 45 subscribers now, so we're very, very slowly growing, but it's good. It's really good. You can also catch me on Instagram. I'm liking all the Warhammer stuff on there, all excellent paintings and the artwork. There's some really cool stuff on there. There's a lot of passionate fanboys on there. I love it. And so you can catch me at Dog Shadow Gaming on any one of the platforms. All the links are in the description below, so check that all out. We're on Twitch now at twitch.tv/dogshadowgaming, where we stream games like this live. And if you want to jump on and have a chat to me and just chat through things and watch me play some games, then you can do that there. That's fairly new. We just set that up. And Twitter and mine's as well. You can check us out there, all on Dog Shadow Gaming. Just look for the little whippet icon and you will, that'll be me. Cool. All right, guys. You have a great day, and just remember that the Emperor protects. No. Blood for the Blood God. All right. See you guys. Bye.